welcome to this week's whiskey review. And this week we're doing a Japanese whiskey, which I hadn't planned on doing, but I bought this bottle today, and the reason why I bought it was because the old box was at the store where it's very, very, very hard to find. So I ended up buying the box. As I got home, the box and the bottle of whiskey fell out of the car, and well, luckily the screw top was the only thing that came off, but it did take about that much out of it. So today's whiskey review is the Hakushu single malt whiskey, so a Japanese whiskey. If you followed any of my original, like not many, I think I've done 5 or 6. My first ones, Japanese whiskey is something that I really enjoy, like the light flavors, the floral flavors, can't even say that word. I've had a few of them tonight. And they're just the style that I really like. So, it's had to go into the canner because these are screw tops. I can probably find one, but anyways, that's now going to be my daily drink. So, I hadn't had this until tonight. This is the first time I've had it. I've had the cousin many times before. Where are we? The Yamazaki, I've had many, many, many times before. The Yamazaki 12-year-old is my favorite whiskey of all time. So if you're wanting to buy me a bottle, that's the one to buy. But they are ridiculous prices now. I think they're $300 Australian. When I was first going to Japan, when I was 21, so many years ago, we were buying them for $60, and I had no idea about whiskey, and I was actually mixing it with Coke when I got home. We would drink a whole bottle in a night, no problems at all. So yeah, now we actually appreciate what it's all about. So, as I said, I've already had a couple of these tonight. I wanted to really taste it and give you a bit more of an in-depth kind of review on the whiskey than what I have been doing, I guess. So first off, I've done a bit of research about them, and they've got a quite interesting filtration system. They actually use bamboo to filter the whiskey compared to the traditional ways, but it's a very light colour. My dog is underneath the table if you just heard her making noise. It is a very light colour. It's very oily. It does stick on the glass a fair bit. It's a 43%, I think. Yeah, 43%, and it is a single malt. And this is it's near one of the mountain ranges out there. It's done by Suntory. So as I said, they do the Yamazaki. And these have been brought in, this is the Distiller's Reserve. So these have actually been brought in because the Hakushu 12-year-old and the Yamazaki Distiller's Reserve has been brought in because the Yamazaki 12-year-old is pretty much impossible to find. And if it is, it's very expensive. As everyone knows, Japanese whiskey has had a huge boom in the last little while. They've done some great marketing. There is some little things that you need to know. Now, we will go through these ones up top. We've got the full setup there. We'll go through them at one stage. Now, these guys up here are one of the only whiskey places that I know that actually talk about that they import whiskey from Scotland. Now, we know all the rumours about it. We've heard about it before, but we don't know who's actually doing it. Now, I've heard about the Nika have just stopped doing the 17, 8, 21 and 25-year-old, and there is a bit of a rumour the reason why they've stopped doing that is obviously they can't produce enough, and what they're hoping to do is open up a new branding and then put some more Scottish whiskey or import some whiskey to try and get it moving on a little bit quicker. So let's hope that the Japanese laws around whiskey are actually changed and a bit more updated to make them a bit more truthful, I guess. But if you've been to Japan, like I have multiple times, most of the people there are very honest. Like the 99.9% of people are trying to do the right thing. That includes whiskey distillers. There's the Yamazaki, the Nika, all of those guys are trying to do the right thing. But there are a few distilleries out there that are definitely not telling you what's happening. So, no age statement on this one here, so it could be at any stage. So first off, it's got it does have a bit of a hard smell to it. It's got a crisp pine smell, I guess, on this one. Yeah, that's probably the best way to kind of talk about it. Reminds me of my hikings back in Japan. So, just like the Yamazaki, now it's obviously not as much anymore, but the first hit, now I only get this generally on Japanese whiskies, and normally it was only on Yamazaki. I get this smack straight through my jawline of that alcohol hit, and I was like, whoa, an intense, not even a flavour, it was just alcohol kind of hit. My partner hates this whiskey. She hates Yamazaki because of that massive like alcohol kind of burn to it. Even though this is a 43, it actually tastes more like a cask strength. So it tastes stronger than what it actually is, which is not a bad thing because you can drink a little bit more of it if you like, but you do have that really strong taste. So, as I said, hits the mouth room, it's written all the same there, and the last bit is you get a bit of a citrus flavour to it as well. So, as I said, I've been tasting it a bit more tonight. I've really been writing down a bit of notes as I've been drinking it. I keep saying eating it, I don't know why. So let's try something I haven't done for a while with the actual Japanese whiskey, is let's see if we've got a different flavour with some water in there. It does open it up. Now, the Hakushu is a bit more peaty, more smoky than the Yamazaki, and when I say that, I mean the mildest, a bit of smokiness and peatiness to it. They don't do very peaty whiskies in Japan. It's just not the style they do. There are starting to have a few more come out with a bit of peatiness, but their traditional Japanese whiskey does not have that. Really does bring that alcohol well. That it does. Went through up my mouth and back through my nose that time. So it opens it up a lot more. Flavor wise, pretty much the same. I don't get any difference at all from it. I'm just trying to have a quick look at the price point here. So price point, I think I paid like $130 for this. That's because I was able to get the old box. And that's what I wanted it for, was the old box, not for the new box. But anyways, it is what it is. All up, I think I'd still pick over the Yamazaki Distillers. I think I would still go that over the Hakushu. Same price, so both are 45 years of age, both single malts, pretty much done in the same way. Obviously different ingredients because obviously they wouldn't sell it. It also has a different colour to it, but very much a different flavour. And I just think this is probably my preferred flavour over it. Now, a lot of people whinge about this. Twist tops on them. Honestly, no offence, but that sounds like a bit of a whiskey wanker thing. If there's a reason why corks are better than screw tops, then please let me know. I did have a quick Google. There wasn't much on there. But I find it pretty funny when people do compare that and they say, oh, it's not as good whiskey or something like that. I was like, righto, mate. It just sounds like you're a whiskey wanker. That fire in... What was it? The Fire and Cane was screw top, and that was a beautiful whiskey, as you know from only last week. So for the price point, as I said, go for that one there. Yamazaki is probably my pick out of the two. I think it always will. It was my first real whiskey that I just fell in love with Japan, not the Distiller's one because obviously they didn't have it. It was a 12-year-old. So I guess this is now going to be my daily drink because we don't have the top anymore on it. And you might see something a little bit different behind me. I should have probably opened it up with this. We finally got the bar being built. I'm still on camp chairs. I'm still on a camping table. That's plastic. The table will still come about 10 weeks away or something like that. But we are slowly building the bar up, which is awesome. And we're waiting on some lighting to be installed in the back. So super excited. I'll do an actual tour of that at some point. Probably when it's a bit more daylight, a bit better lighting, but I'll show you what we have. And wait till next week. I've got a very interesting whiskey, which I don't know how to explain it, so you'll just have to wait. But let's just say I don't recommend it. Anyways, guys, we'll catch you next week, and enjoy your drink. See ya.